And this is very important, right? Because if New York Times is writing about it, you have to pay attention to this. And so what we're going to be doing in this video, we're going to be saving. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Now in this video, I'm going to be showing you a method where you don't need a website, you don't need a landing page, you also don't need to buy traffic. And so this is going to be a completely free method. And so the only thing you really have to do is follow the instructions that I talk about in this video, where I'm going to be explaining you the method. I'm going to be showing you exactly how to execute it. And then later in the video, I'm going to be showing you other ideas and different variations of this method so that you can try something else as well. So this is going to be an absolutely feature-packed video where you can essentially get started after watching this presentation without spending even a single cent of your own money, all right? So let's get into the method. All right, so here I am on this website. This is from New York State, and Governor Cuomo announces new guidelines allowing out-of-state travelers, blah, blah, blah. And so what is happening right now, and this is a fairly recent article, is that because of the current situation that's happening around the world, especially in the United States, a lot of businesses can't really operate, right? There's new lockdown guidelines. New York State and other states, they have new measures where people cannot physically go out and attend, classes or be in situations where there are more than certain amount of people. And so this is a big problem for a lot of businesses, but it's also a big opportunity for a lot of businesses as well. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you an opportunity where you can essentially execute right now. And this is a time-sensitive opportunity because you can't really execute it in a year or 2 years from now. You kind of have to go and do it now. Even though I highly believe that this is basically changing everything permanently. In fact, this is going to change things in ways that we don't really understand, but it's really not a temporary thing. So this method is also going to work in the future as well. And so here's another article in New York Times. Is this the end of the New York yoga studio? And this is a fairly recent article, right? And this is exactly what's happening right now. Soaring rents, the whole situation, the rise of Instagram yoga could mean the demise of the urban wellness oasis. And this is very important, right? Because if New York Times is writing about it, you have to pay attention to this. And so what we're going to be doing in this video, we're going to be saving yoga studios, and we are also going to be making money doing that. So this is a very, very cool method. So pay very close attention to everything that I'm about to show you, because I'm going to be telling you step by step how you can basically execute it without really doing a lot of work, right? Because I pretty much done all the work for you. All you have to do is follow the instructions, all right? So the first thing you want to do is you want to basically you want to go on Google and you want to basically search for something like platforms where people can basically take their yoga studios online, okay? And so here I have an article, The Ultimate Guide to Teaching Yoga Online, right? And this is also a fairly recent article, right? And this was written in the summer, but it's becoming more and more pressing, the whole situation. So, a lot of yoga studios, they're basically looking at this information. They're learning how they can basically adapt to the changing business climate. And so we have different ways that people are taking their yoga studios online. So this, for instance, this particular owner, the co-founder of Ishta Yoga in New York City, she is using Zoom and MindBody. And if you scroll down, we have another person, they're using Fitio, right? This is another founder of yoga in Boulder, Colorado. Another owner is using Zoom, and you can kind of read more about it. And then we have a person using Uscreen, which is to create subscription and live stream services. This kind of caught my attention. And if we scroll down, we have Thinkific, I believe that's how you pronounce it, to host your own online courses. And so they're all basically using different tools. This person is using Zoom and Kajabi, which is a kind of a platform for recurring payments, membership services, things like that. And if we scroll down, we have Webinar Jam, and what else do we have? Instagram Live. And if we keep scrolling, we have Patreon and Vimeo or YouTube. So they're a union fit as well. So I think this is the end of it. Yeah, this is the end of the article. And so they're basically adapting to the changing business climate by going to all these third-party tools, right? So it's no longer about me physically going and attending this specific yoga class. You can't do that anymore, at least in many parts of the country as well as the world. And so they're basically adapting, and they're doing these classes in a virtual fashion, basically virtually. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be promoting these programs to different yoga studios. And I'm going to be showing you how to find the right program and how to find these yoga studios automatically, right? You don't really have to put in a lot of work. And you really wouldn't have an excuse of not trying this method because of how simple it is. All right, so the first thing I wanted to do is I basically opened a lot of these programs. So for instance, I went into Mind Body. I decided to look into video. I decided to look into a bunch of other services just to understand which of the services I want to promote, or do I want to promote multiple services. So I basically opened Union Fit here. I have Mind Body Online. I have Webinar Jam here. And I have uscreen.tv, right? And so if you scroll down on uscreen.tv, they have an affiliate program, right? So if you click down here, you're going to have an affiliate program that you can apply to. You can explain to them how you're going to be promoting them. And I'm going to tell you exactly how you're going to promote. So you're definitely going to get accepted into this program if you follow the instructions in this video. There's also Webinar Jam, and I believe they also have an affiliate program. They're a very, very popular tool, so they have affiliate program as well. So you can also apply for Webinar Jam. I wasn't able to find affiliate programs for Union Fit, but you can basically search around. Sometimes, you just have to Google for affiliate program. Mind Body Online also, I believe, has an affiliate program, so you can also look into that. But for now, you can really promote Webinar Jam and you can promote Uscreen just to get started. I'm sure there are a lot of other tools as well, but this is just to get you started. The next thing that you want to do is you want to basically go on Google and you want to type top 10 yoga studios, top 20 yoga studios, top 30 yoga studios in a specific region. And so we're going to be focusing on United States traffic, that is United States yoga owners or yoga managers for this specific method, because it's the best traffic out there, and it's affecting United States heavily. And so you don't want to go out and focus on some kind of a different region. Just focus on United States, because I believe it's going to work best with this specific method. And so we're going to go on Google and we are going to type top X yoga studios in a specific region. And so I basically executed the search top 20 yoga studios in New York. And for the region, you want to pick kind of a large metropolitan area. You don't want to pick a small city or a small town. You could do that as well, but in my opinion, it's going to work well with bigger areas, because there are more regulations, there are more lockdowns in these big areas, especially with New York City. As you can see by this, by this document here from the governor of New York State, is that they are basically having new lockdowns. So, if you find yoga studios in some small town in Alabama or Louisiana or Texas, they might not have a lockdown, so therefore they might not be interested in the offer that you're promoting. But for New York City, this is going to work really, really well. And so we have this list here, and we're going to scroll down, and we have New York, New York. So I basically opened the first result after the map, and I have this result here. And this is basically an article, top 20 yoga studios fit girls frequent in New York City. And this was updated September 3rd, 2019. So it's a little bit old, but that's absolutely fine, because you can double check these results. And if you are worried that this is a little bit out of date, you can try another article. The method that I'm telling you, that I'm teaching, is going to work with any of these lists. It doesn't really matter which list you find. And it doesn't have to be yoga. It could be anything. And then later in the video, I'm going to be talking about some of the other ideas that you can use this method for. This is an extremely powerful and sophisticated method that can work for a lot of different industries, a lot of different niches, and there's a lot of things that we can do. And so yoga is just one example. Remember that. So I personally don't do yoga. I don't know much about yoga, but I know yoga has potential to make money in this specific method that I'm talking about here. And so once you load up this list, what you want to do is you want to get a list of these yoga studios and their contact information. And so the way you want to do that is, before you can do that, you want to go into Chrome Web Store and you want to search for this extension called Scraper. Just Scraper. It's offered by DVHTN. I use this tool all the time. It's used by more than 100,000 users. So this is a very, very popular extension. It's going to work really well. So once you install this extension, I'm using Google Chrome. This also works with Opera, Brave, and a lot of Google Chrome-based browsers as well. But, Chrome is a good choice. I have it installed. The next thing you want to do is you want to go back to this list, and you want to hover over the link, right? So if we go back, we have Y7 Studio. You want to hover, and you want to right-click, and then you want to click on Scrape Similar. And once you do that, you're going to have a very nice list of all of these yoga studios. So we have 20 results. This is top 20, I believe. Yeah, top 20 yoga studios. And we have all of these listings, all of these results, all of these yoga studios in a nicely formatted list. And this is why I absolutely love this extension, because it saves me a lot of time. So I have two columns here. We have the name, right? It's just called link, but this is actually the name of the studio. And we have the URL. And so what we're going to do is we're going to click on copy to clipboard, and then we're going to basically open a document and we're going to paste that in there. And so one quick tip for you is that you don't really need this column here. You really need the URL. You really need the domain name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this red icon here on this first row here. And this is basically going to delete this comment here. So I'm going to click on this. And now if I click on scrape, I only have the domain names. I don't really need the name of the yoga studio right now. I just need the domain names. I just need the website. So I'm going to click on copy to clipboard. You can also export to Google Docs, which is a very, very powerful method. That's something I'm going to be mentioning in a future video, because you can basically create a workflow that automates everything that I'm about to show you. And this is something, stay tuned. I'm going to be showing you how to do that as well. But right now we have more of a manual method so that we can get our feet wet and get started on the right foot. Okay, so if you click copy to clipboard, I'm going to open a sample text editor, and we're going to paste these results. And so I have here a brand new document I'm going to paste, and I basically have all the URLs of top 20 yoga studios in New York City, okay? And the next thing you want to do is you want to go to one of my favorite tools, and this is called hunter.io. And you basically want to put, a URL. Obviously, you are going to be doing this for every single URL, but I'm only going to show you for a couple just to understand how it works. So we basically want here, I copied a link and I pasted it here. And then I click on find email addresses. And guess what we have? We have names of these people. We have yoga teachers. We have a lot of these yoga teachers. So we have this person, right? And these are 5 sources. So what we're looking for is we're looking for the owner, okay? And so right now we have a list. Sometimes you're also going to see here or here their position at the company. So if you scroll down, you have this yoga advisor, and you even have their phone number here. And what I'm looking is for the owner. And in this case, I don't really see the owner. So what I want to do is I want to click on the sources, and I want to go to the web page, and I want to read more about it, because it doesn't make sense to read to actually reach the instructor. Although the teacher could actually be a good idea. Like once on the second thought, it could also be a good idea to go for the actual instructor as well, because we can also pitch it to them as well. But this is what we have here. Now, if you basically click on the email, we have the email address. And what we're going to do, we're going to go into Gmail, and we're going to basically send them an email address and say, hey, I noticed that you are an instructor at the studio, or you're the owner, if we're sure they're the owner. And I wanted to let you know that, there are tough conditions right now with basically having these classes live, in-person classes. And so what I want to suggest to you is that a lot of other yoga studios, and you can basically link back to this article in the beginning, this article right here, and this is called the Yoga Journal. According to this article, there's a lot of yoga studios are using third-party tools to basically have live virtual classes. And so I want to help you out, and I want to suggest a couple of classes. That's it. And that's all we're going to do. We're not even going to, we are kind of selling a third-party product, but we are not selling our own product. We're basically selling something that other yoga instructors are already doing. So it's not really a pitch. It's more of a kind of a friendly email. And so what you want to do is you want to have a separate Gmail account. And so here I am in my brand new Gmail account that I'm only using for this specific purpose. And what you're going to do, you're going to click on compose. You're going to go back to their email here from our hunter.io tool, which is an amazing tool. and I have a generous free plan that's more than enough of what you're doing right now, you're going to paste this and you're going to say, hey, Danielle, or something like, you're going to think of a subject, something like, have you ever thought about something like this? Ever thought about conducting your yoga classes online? And then you're basically going to write an email basically telling them, hey, I noticed you're an instructor at this yoga studio. I'm also like a yoga fan. You can say something like this. And I realize that there's a lockdowns going on and it's getting more and more difficult for people to attend these classes live. And so here's a couple of tools. I found an article that basically explains how other people are using different tools. And I wanted to recommend a couple of tools to you because these are the tools that have worked really well in this kind of market or under these circumstances and these situations. And you're basically going to paste your affiliate links there, okay? This is kind of a direct linking method, if you want to call it that. Now, I would not probably direct link to these offers, right? Remember, we're going to sign up for Uscreen, and they're also hiring, right? Once you see that they're hiring, which means that they're making more and more money, and they're growing, right? Especially with the current situation now. And so you're going to sign up for the affiliate program. I would not recommend basically going out and linking the affiliate link because it's going to look long and ugly. You want to use something like Bitly, and Bitly is fine, or you want to use something like Rebrandly, which is absolutely fine in this specific circumstance. And you're going to send out these pitches out, right? And they even have a number here. You can call them if you want. And that is what you're going to do. Then you're going to go, on your list, and you're going to try another one. So we have yogaunion.com. We're going to copy or we're going to paste this here. We're going to click enter. And we have yoga teacher and we have support. And so you're going to email the yoga teacher. Actually, now that I'm doing this video, now that I'm thinking about it, teachers are probably an even better idea because they can go to the manager, they can go to the owner, or they can even run these classes themselves from the comfort of their home, right? Like they don't even need to work with that specific studio. They can basically go out and do this in their apartment, right? They don't even need the studio access and they can go and market it. So there's a lot of things that you can do, right? You're basically helping new business owners, right? You can go out to the studio and basically tell the studio manager that they can run these classes virtually. Or you can go to the individual yoga instructors and basically telling them, hey, you don't need to go to this yoga studio anymore. You can run these classes on your own. Essentially, you can build your own yoga studio. So if you've been watching this far, there you go. You have another advanced method inside a method that you can basically go out and implement. And so this is exactly what you're going to do. And you can email the managers basically telling them that they can run virtual classes. Their instructors could run virtual classes. Or you can basically email the individual instructors and say, hey, you don't need the studio. You can run these classes from home. Because a lot of these yoga instructors, they're not even aware that there are tools that can allow them to create classes online, and then you can explain them how to market it. There's a lot of things that you can do. It's a big, big business. And so that is the method. Let's try another one real quick. If you're still watching, let's try another one. We have sonicyoga.com. I'm going to copy and paste it here. And I'm going to press enter. And we have this. Confidence score is only 64%, so 50-50. But I would still email them. I would still absolutely email them because what's the worst thing that can happen? The email might bounce or they may say that they're not interested. But if it doesn't bounce, they're still there. They're still working there. And so you can definitely pitch this product. And so there's a lot of things that you can do that. Like I said before, you can email the owners or you can email the individual instructors and pitch them to start a brand new business from the comfort of their own apartment using these tools. So there's a lot of amazing opportunities with these tools. And it's not just yoga, right? There's a lot of different areas like instructors, teachers. Think about the kind of businesses that people need to come in and be physical, right? The kind of businesses that come into my mind are like physical training, like yoga, maybe Pilates. It could be instructors, right? If they're, maybe like design schools, or business schools where they can basically take their classes online. There's so many things that you can do. And there's a lot of opportunities where basically people can conduct these classes online, right? So it's really up to you how far you want to take it. I'm going to be making more advanced videos where we're going to build an entire workflow. And so in this example, for instance, when I went to this list, we're gonna in one of the videos I'm planning to do in the future, I'm gonna show you how you can export this to Google Docs, and you can basically create an amazing workflow and then take it a lot further. So there's so many things that you can do, and all of this is something I'm going to be covering in future videos. All right. So for this method, this is all I have for you guys for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this method. Let me know if you're planning on doing it. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you have a comment, let me know what you thought about this, an opinion. I greatly value your comments and opinions. Would love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. You know the drill. Smash that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. A lot of interesting methods, a lot of business opportunities coming up in the future. And that is all I have for you guys for today. I really appreciate your time and watching this video. And I will see you in the next video.